Ah, ah, oh, it's the Lake Guardians. You you guys have come to my aid. You brought the light back. Everything, it's all nice in here. Thank you. What could have caused this thing? It seemed like a very big shadow creature. I wonder what it could have been. It was ginormous. It had pure red eyes and red claws. I have no idea what it could be. Oh jeez, there it is! It's the Pokemon Devil itself! Actually, it's a really cool looking Pokemon, especially in that form. Huh? Oh, it looks like this Pokemon just changed forms. How cool. I'm guessing Dialga and Palkia felt lonely without their third friend, so they opened the door to the Distortion World, and they let Giratina in. How nice! After all, this is a trio, it's not just a duo, and Giratina is probably the best of the three. While a lot of people see Arceus as the equivalent of God, many people see Giratina as the equivalent of the Pokemon Devil. And for a Pokemon that could be the Pokemon Devil, it definitely looks that way. After all, it is an incredible Pokemon, and it lives in a world parallel to ours, but a world of darkness. Giratina is a one-of-a-kind Pokemon. After all, this is who we say is the Pokemon Devil, and I don't think anything could be even less true than that. This is one of the coolest Pokemon designs of all time. And I have to say that it does really take the idea of being a legendary Pokemon to the extreme. I don't think Pokemon ever comes close to making Pokemon that look this incredible anymore. I wish they would. But what makes these Pokemon so incredible? Also, what's the difference between Giratina's different forms? Well, why don't we talk all about it and learn the truth about this incredible renegade Pokemon? If you ask me, I think Giratina is incredible in both forms it's in. But since this one came first, I think we should start off with its altered form. If you didn't know, Giratina can only be in its altered form when it is in our world. If you look very carefully upon its head, you can see that Giratina wears something that looks very similar to a crown. After all, this is the Pokemon Devil, and if it was the king of the underworld, it would need a great crown to go with it. Other than Giratina's crown, I think its biggest standout feature would be those ghost-like ghastly wings. Just look at those incredible things. I really like the red claws coming out of it. Actually, if you didn't know this, Giratina can shape those wings into whatever it wants to do. If you remember that in Platinum, it could turn its wings into hands, and those tips become sharp, vicious claws. I guess when you look at this trio, you could also look at their legs as their ranking, because if you look very carefully, Giratina has 6 legs, Dialga has 4 legs, and Palkia has only 2. However, when you look at Giratina's legs on both sides, it looks like as if this Pokemon is wearing gold shackles. This may be because it was imprisoned in the Distortion World, but if you ask me, I think that is a very cool look for this Pokemon. Out of every Pokemon alive, I really have to say, Giratina has probably the coolest looking color scheme imaginable. And I'm not the only person who thinks this Pokemon looks great. If you play Pokemon Masters, then check out Cynthia's new outfit. That's right. Recently, Cynthia got an incredible Giratina outfit in one of the newest updates. If you really liked her Komodo outfit, take a look at that Giratina outfit. She looks incredible in it. After all, she is the champion of Sinnoh, and with that outfit on, I think that she's dressing not just for a funeral, but for the end of all her opponents. As cool as Giratina is, when it's in the Distortion World, it takes on an even more amazing appearance. That's right. Only in the Distortion World can this Pokemon show its true form. So let's watch as the Pokemon Devil goes into its origin form. While Giratina's legs have been reduced to little spikes, and its wings are now very serpentine-like, you have to say this Pokemon really gives you nightmares. Darkrai might be the Pokemon of nightmares, but this is the stuff of nightmares, and I mean that in a great way to this incredible Pokemon devil. In its origin form, Giratina looks even scarier, but I mean that in a great way. This definitely looks like a Pokemon that could be the Pokemon devil. Also, if you look very carefully, its crown has changed a little bit, and its golden rings have gotten even longer. Also, since we're on the subject, Giratina was the very first legendary Pokemon to have different forms. It's a shame that its origin form looks even better than its altered form, but in reality, I think it looks great both ways. However, I can never say that Dialga and Palkia look great in origin form. It's just a shame that with something like this, we could not bring the magic to the other two. As cool as this appearance is, Giratina can sadly only be in its origin form only when this Pokemon is in the Distortion world. However, in our world, as long as this Pokemon holds the Gracious Orb or the Gracious Core, it can also go back to its origin form. I have to say, a lot of people wonder what the greatest game ever is, but I'd have to say Platinum might be it. And as Giratina said in one of its rap battles, it is the Pokemon that appeared on the cover for the greatest game ever made. And I would not hold it against it, as that is a very true statement. When talking about the crown upon Dialga, when looking at that crown upon its head, I think this Pokemon deserves the title of King of the Underworld. I don't even think Calyrex or even Slowking come close to being as mighty as a king as Giratina could be. Since Giratina lives in the world reverse of ours, it's the only Pokemon there, and it makes its own laws of physics up. I think you could all remember that when you played Platinum. After all the stuff and the layout kept changing. The world seemed to be on a side and also appeared to be upside down. You could ride the waterfall upside down as well, which was one of the coolest parts of the game. But since this Pokemon makes any law of physics it wants, it's not bound to anything. In our world, it is, but in its own world, it's a free Pokemon. Shame Arceus can never enjoy itself, and it hates humans. Giratina isn't very keen on humans. However, it doesn't mean any harm to anyone. Giratina was the very first dual-type Pokemon to be weak to both of its typing. That's right. Since it's a Ghost and Dragon Pokemon, Ghost Pokemon are weak to themselves, and so are dragons. Since the Distortion world is a very dark and lonely place, the signature move of this Pokemon is Shadow Force. Some people could say that it's very similar to Phantom Force, as they're both the same move that takes one turn where it vanishes instantly and then it attacks. However, there's a big difference. Shadow Force hits with 120 power. That's right. Using this Pokemon competitively can be very helpful for OTKOs. Thinking about the Shadow Force gives me the chills. Think about that thing. This Pokemon vanishes instantly and you have no idea where it could be. Yep, it blends in with everything, but then it comes out of nowhere and attacks you from the shadows, just like a ninja. Ooh, definitely a scary thought. But if you're a normal type Pokemon, you really shouldn't have to worry about this thing. However, since Giratina is the king of the underworld, it has no ability to want to give up. In fact, this Pokemon has a lot of dirty tricks up its sleeve. Giratina made its anime debut in the movie Giratina and the Sky Warrior, where this Pokemon was hunted by Zero. It also made an appearance in the movie Hoopa and the Clash of Ages, where Hoopa Unbound summoned this Pokemon to find its younger and weaker self. Giratina is the signature Pokemon of Volo, who is Cynthia's ancestor in Legends Arceus. This Pokemon is so powerful that you have to take it on in both of its forms, Altered and Origin form, which gives you a really good boss fight. It makes me kind of sad to think that in Legends Arceus, this was not the Pokemon that was chosen to be the one that we did a Legends game on, because I'd love to do a game where we have to help Giratina, or at least have to work with the Pokemon Devil. After all, Volo did it. Why can't we? We began with just a duo, and we ended with a trio. And if one asks me, I'd have to say that this is the coolest dragon trio of all time. Just look at these guys. They make an incredible trio. So how about you? Are you a big fan of the creation trio? Or do you like a different trio better? If you're a big fan of it, do you like all three of them? Or do you prefer one of them most of all? I would have to say that I like all three of them the best, but out of all of them, I think the one I turn my attention to the most is Giratina. After all, how could you turn away from this Pokemon? It is one of the coolest designs ever. I'm not saying Dialga and Palkia didn't have that either. I'm just saying Giratina had a lot more going for it. And when I said before, I still mean it. It does make me sad to think that the origin forms for Dialga and Palkia were such disappointments when what we got for Giratina and Platinum. But, who knows? Maybe we'll get even better forms for other Pokemon in the future. So, why don't we keep our heads up? If you like what you saw, please leave a like. If you have an idea or you want to answer any of my questions, please comment away. Oh, and if you want to see any more stuff I do, please hit that subscribe button. I hope that you enjoyed, and I'm glad to be out of the distortion world. So, thanks for watching. Palm out.